Hey guys, Chase here, Southern Sky Farm. Today we are doing mushrooms. These are Shiitake mushrooms. This is a wide range strand. You can see that we have the generator running the pan to keep the wax warm and keep that liquefied. We have our actual spawn over here. We have an extra block of wax, and we have our angle grinder. We have a specialized bit that we actually bought to drill the holes for the logs to the correct depth. And we'll show you all how all of this works. Also behind me is this table. So down here, after the logs have been drilled, they will be moved here where they're inoculated, and then wax is applied, and then we'll actually set them off back here behind me. So we're going to kind of take you all through the process of getting set up, getting all the mushroom spawn and all that set up the way that we usually operate, and then just going through the whole entire process from drilling, inoculating, covering it up with the wax, and then getting it set off, and then kind of the tools that we use for this. So stay tuned and follow along. Alright, so we're going to show you all what the entire process is with the one log, all the way through the process, and then Mom and Dad are coming down here to help us, and we'll get a few clips of like what it looks like for us all working as a team. But we'll grab a log here. This is going to be the first log. Always have your little snippers or shears that we're just going to go through and just pop all these off real quick, clean the log up a tad. And then once we do this, we'll roll it over a little bit, snip all those off, roll it up. Alright, so the whole log is clean. We now have our angle grinder with that special bit on there. All the stuff we get is from field and forest for doing our mushrooms. And then basically, maybe if you want to come over here, I'll kind of show you all what's going to look like. So we'll do a hole here, and then approximately 4 to 6 inches away, we'll do another hole all the way up the log. And then once we do that, we'll roll it over and then put our holes in between the first holes we did. So I'll kind of show you all what it looks like. One thing I will say is it is kind of loud running that at full speed to have the bit work the way it should. So I always wear ear protection because it's pretty loud. But we'll knock one of these out and I'll show you all what it looks like. Alright, so you can see what the holes look like. It basically just puts a little hole right there, and then the way that this bit is designed is that it only goes a certain distance down into the log. So that's our hole we're going to inoculate, and then I will finish up this log and y'all will kind of see what that looks like. Alright, so after we have all of the holes drilled into the log, then this log will get moved over to this part of the table. And then here at this part of the table is where it'll actually be inoculated. So we'll go over here, and this is the inoculating tool that we will use. Let me turn the generator off for this last bit. Alright, so turn the generator off. This is the inoculating tool. Basically what you do is here, you kind of stab the mushroom spawn, and it actually fills up this hole right here. And then to actually put it into the log, you're going to take your hand and smack the back of this, and you'll kind of see the stuff come out the end. So that right there will actually shoot it into the log. So we'll stab this a few times, get it full. We'll come over here and we'll do this hole right here for a good example. We'll put it right there on top of that hole, take our top of our hand and smack it like that, and then lift that off, and you can see the mushroom spawn down inside of that hole. So once we've done that, then we will come over here to where we have our wax that is melted. You'll have a little wax dauber. It looks just like this, a little furry thing. And then you get some wax on it. And then once you get some wax on it, you go straight to the hole and cover that hole up. So we'll come over here. This is the hole we were doing. We'll take the wax and dab it over top of that. And then it'll dry and kind of look like a cream color or a whitish color over top of that hole. Then once we have done that, once this whole entire log is done, I also just did one hole to show y'all, but we'll actually show you what it looks like clear. Maybe come over here and look at this. So that's what it looks like when it is kind of solidified and turned clear. So that hole right there is done. Once the entire log is done, then we'll take the log, and the log will come over here. And this one right here will be log cabin style, so it'll kind of look like the logs right here in front of you. And then once we do that, this one I think is around the 6 to 9 months range, depends on the weather, and then like the temperature wise, and then how much precipitation you get. And then we'll come down here, and once it's been that 7 to 9 month area, 6 to 9 month area, then we will stack them up in TP style right there, and then that's where we'll actually start harvesting the mushrooms and getting the mushrooms to pop out the log. So that's kind of the entire process that we have to inoculate the mushroom logs. And we'll come over here and look at the last few features that we use. So we also talked about the inoculation tool and the daubers. This is very important. This is what actually melts our wax. And you can see our wax comes in blocks like this. So we'll cut the block obviously in a smaller section, and then we'll put it in this little frying pan that runs off a generator, and it'll turn that into liquid, and that's what we'll actually daub it with. So the power source we're using, obviously you heard it running, but we're running the angle grinder off of a generator, and then we're running the skillet off of the generator, and that's what we're using to inoculate all of our mushrooms. So you basically need the generator, you need an angle grinding tool with a special bit. Then once you get that, you'll get to the mushroom spawn with the inoculating tool, and then you will get to the wax with the daubers, and you'll buy the wax in bulk, and then basically that's it. You have to get your logs. The best log for any of this is a hardwood log. You can use some other different kinds, but we all use all hardwood logs. And that's kind of the process from start to finish of how we inoculate our mushroom logs. So if you have any questions of where we get the stuff or any part of the entire process, I'll be glad to answer that in the comments or shoot us an email. All the stuff that we get is from Field and Forest. So if you have any questions for us, don't forget to like our channel, subscribe to our channel, comment below, and shoot us an email. Thanks for watching, guys.